Hello there, we meet again. Another fresh episode of the Matter podcast. My name is Yasmin, and I am especially excited about my guest today, about the topic today. So, today we're talking about one of the most trending issues in every northern home. Everybody is talking about it, and it is polygamy. So, we've always heard women share their thoughts, their views on polygamy, even on the Matter platform. We've only heard women talk, first wives, second wives, third, fourth, everybody share what they have to say about polygamy. But today we're hearing a man's view, a man's perception, a man's perspective as far as polygamy is concerned. And my guest today is Alhaji Usman Dang Alhaji. I think that's, wait, what's the name?
Usman.
Okay.
Usman, Haji
All right.
Usman.
All right then. So we would advise all the women to get their papers, their barrel, and just get seated and of course learn a thing or two. Let's hear a man talk about polygamy now. Alhaji Usman, you're welcome.
Thank you, Yasmin. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you for having me.
It's so nice to have you. We have this conversation off camera, and I enjoy the conversation because it's always insightful talking to you. It's always educative when you talk about family, marriage, and the responsibility of even being a woman, even as a man. When you share it, it's always insightful, and we gain more knowledge having this conversation with you. And I'm looking forward to you talking unfiltered today. Please, let's have it unfiltered. So, first of all, a man decides to take another wife.
Interesting.
What may likely be the reason?
Okay. In a generic term, people are, or let me be more precise, a man may decide to take more than one wife based on two major reasons in the generic term. It might be societal or religious. That's one. The most important one has to do with that person's personality. Personality is one unique thing that everyone has differently. Even an identical twins do not have
Same
same
personality.
personality. Yeah. So when you look at the two genders, man and a woman, I think even scientifically, when you look at a man, he has more tendency of emotionally having been attracted to more than
One person.
one person. Yes, be it in a relationship or taking them as wives. Yeah.
Okay, so a quick one. I know you're from a polygamous home. Of course, you've seen polygamy firsthand. You know how it feels like. And you've been married for how long now?
This 12th year.
You've been married for 12 years.
Yes.
And I'm sure you've had friends, young men who've decided to go the second and take the third one.
Yes.
Now, sometimes when it's not religious, we know religiously they say for a Muslim man, you're entitled to four women. So let's leave the religious part a minute and say societal. What could be the societal reasons that will make a man say, I want to take another person?
Okay, so that goes down to one's culture.
Okay.
The way people live. It depends on the particular family and the culture in general.
Okay.
In some cultures, it's like a taboo for you to stay with one wife for like more than a year or more than 5 years.
Okay.
So that also plays a role. So I think if I may advise, I think let's speak more on the personality of the individual
Or the person
rather than
involved.
the religious or societal. Because the societal, there are family members that tend to play a role in what you do.
Okay.
It might not be your own intention.
Intention to
Yes,
take
but
another
you will be
one.
convinced by family members that you must go for
You
another
think
wife and so
family
on.
members can convince a man to take
Absolutely.
when he's not willing to take?
Yeah, it's sometimes even beyond convincing. It might be authoritatively be like a directive, an order. You must take another
Wife.
Yes. If I should give you just one scenario, just a short, simple example. You might be away from your house.
Yeah.
Upon your resumption, you might find your father or your mother with an additional wife telling you that, Mr. A, let me introduce you to your second wife.
Wow.
So this is a directive from a family member.
Yeah.
This is influence, you understand?
Yeah.
There are some influence that it takes steps where you might be advised it's better for you to take another wife because the responsibilities of the house, one cannot. That's a different one.
Yeah.
That one it's just a directive. Take another wife,
Yeah.
or we are going to give you an ultimatum. Either you take or
Or
we
we
provide
get
one
one
for you.
for you.
Yes.
Okay, either you take or we get one for you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now talking about the man's personality, it's very dicey. People are just different. Some people, they might prefer to have all the women outside and they never bring her in. And some might want them in and really do not care out there,
Yes.
right? But what would you tell a woman who is at home and he's bringing another person as a man? Because already she's feeling like, is there something I'm not doing right? Is there some deficiency going on somewhere? And I hear this a lot. They tell men, if your wife is misbehaving, get another woman. She will start behaving. So is it like a correctional measure for men to take another person? So like, okay, I want to teach the woman at home some lessons.
Okay. So there are other reasons behind that. It might be the correctional, but I'll talk more on that. It might be love, that's having part of your heart given to another person apart from the one you have at home. It might be a reason for reproduction.
Wait, how do you people even do it? How can you love one and you want to give your heart to another one?
That is one of the unique difference between the two genders. Yes, men do have that tendency.
Wow.
Man can love more than one person at the same time.
And equally?
Yeah, it cannot be 100% equally.
Equally, okay.
But yes, whatever you provide for one, you can provide for the other. Whatever protection you provide for one, you can also provide for the other one. Yeah, that's man for you.
Okay.
So I think this is something that a woman, from her own angle, she will never understand because
True.
she has a different gender.
That's true.
You understand? So that is it. In some cases, some men, because they have that opportunity to take more than one wife,
Yeah.
it might even be like a kind of competition. If you see in the contemporary world now, some men might be sitting together and be like, how many wives can you have? You can't afford to have 4 wives because the other one is in charge of the house. How many children do you have? Me, I have 19 already, or I have 25 already. How can you do that? Some people might take that as a reason to take more than one wife, just to fasten that reproduction, to have more
To
children.
have more kids.
That's just it.
So men have competition.
Yeah, they do.
So men can just sit down and just compete. So I think I agree with women who say certain friends of their husbands are the reasons why their husbands go into polygamy.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's very true.
Absolutely.
But quick question: is one woman never enough for a man?
Yeah, she's never enough.
No, I can't hear you.
She is not enough.
One woman is not.
She's not enough for a man, seriously.
One woman is not
It's
enough
not
for
enough
a man.
For an average man.
What does an average man want?
Okay, an average man wants. Okay, let's talk about responsibility
Okay.
first. Okay, your daily routine. What do you do in the morning when you wake up? How you take care of your husband? How you prepare your meal? How you, I don't know, if he goes to a market or he has a workplace, maybe an
Yeah.
office. Some people or some wives do prepare their meal. They choose the kind of clothes for them to wear.
Yeah.
And they go
All
out.
of that, yeah.
So let me tell you 2 unique things that differentiate man and a woman. When a man undergo stress, sometimes or most times, the next thing he needs is a woman. That's one. When man gets more money, the next thing he needs is a woman. But when a woman's mind is not at a particular place,
Yeah.
she doesn't take man as
about a man. That's
doesn't think
absolutely-
about a man.
absolutely, yeah.
In the sun. So, for example, let me just tell you, men whose daily routine or work has to do with
Hard work.
hard
Hard
work, just
labor.
like hard labor. Exactly. The next thing when they are done for the day, they take their shower. The next thing they want is
A woman.
A woman, yeah.
That is supposed to be the gym. That's supposed to be the
Something like
relaxation
that.
for them.
Probably it balances it. So I don't know. But for a woman that simply goes to an office, she
Yes.
facilitated a classroom training, or
Yes.
she had a stressful day. The next thing, I want to rest.
She just
I
wants
don't
to eat
want
and
anything.
sleep.
Some of them do not even have enough time to eat, but
Oh.
all they need is let me relax or let me rest. That's directly opposite of a man. The next thing man needed the most is a woman.
When a man is tired and stressed, what he needs the most is a
It's a
woman.
woman, yes.
And if his wife is always there for him, why would he want another person?
Okay, the average wife cannot always be there for him to take care of that.
Really?
Average woman.
And when you say take care of him, you're talking about take care of him.
To
The
put-
other take care of him.
yeah, exactly.
The other take care of
Yes,
him.
the other take
But
care
it's
of
not be
him.
food now. So
Yeah, so sometimes that's one unique thing I'm telling you about
the man.
the genders. Yes, for a man, it's for an average man, it's more like the food. The
Ah.
next thing after food, that is it. So
Okay.
that's one. And sometimes, so for us,
It's man.
we feel sometimes, apart from the woman nature, maybe her cycle also play a role in misguiding. We call it misguidance, because
Okay.
they'll say, see, don't give a man whenever he needs,
Yeah.
because you are classy, you have to
Yeah.
maintain certain class.
Yeah.
That's not
A
it
little
for
bit of
us.
scarcity makes him respect and adores
One
it
of
when
the
he gets
reason
it.
we take you in, I'm sure there is love.
Yeah.
There might be the reproduction,
Yeah.
and that taken care of, for us not to look everywhere, like almost all the times.
Wow. So that is like more like a very important part of making a marriage
Very,
work.
very essential.
Very essential.
Yeah.
So when the other person comes in now and the other person does not deliver as expected, then another person comes in.
Yeah. So it's not always the solution saying just
Yeah.
you keep
Because you're
bringing
not
others
satisfied
because
yet,
you're
yeah.
not satisfied. Yes. The good thing about options is one might provide what the other cannot provide. For example, one might be better in
Certain
the
things.
the other side.
Yeah.
One might be better in cooking. You understand? One might do good when it comes to taking care of the house, maintenance of the house, the hygiene. You understand? Serenity of environment to ensure that that place is always clean and neat. Some might not be good in that way, but when it comes to proper taking care, but what we mean by proper taking care, yes, the man taking care of a man, one might be very good in that. Let me tell you an example. There are some, if they have issue with their wife, even if they have more than one wife,
Yeah.
when do you know one of their strengths is that part,
Yeah. Which part?
the main part. When we say the main
What's
part,
the main
the other
part?
room.
The other room. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So you might not get what is provided for you by that person. So in the
Somewhere
event
else.
there is separation or divorce,
Yeah.
you keep missing that other person purposely because of that.
Just because of that.
Yes.
So do you think a man can marry a woman just because of that?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, you can.
Whether she's beautiful or not, whether she
Yes,
doesn't
yes,
care,
yes, yes,
whether
you
she's
can.
respectful or not,
Yes, you
whether
can.
she's clean
Yes,
or
you
not.
can. I don't know if I can cite
Please, yes.
examples. Yeah,
Please do.
There's a man that we saw. Whenever his wife visits family members or family friends, it's usually family friends. Usually at the after working hours, like maybe when it's dark.
Yeah.
So he once mentioned to a friend of mine that, okay, you see, my wife always comes here at night. Do you know why? She's just too ugly for me to walk around with her during the day.
Oh.
But forget it. When it comes to the other part, I cannot afford to lose that woman.
Wow.
So when it comes to appearance, good looking, no, you understand. But to the other part, she's excellent.
So people who tell us that the other room is not enough reason to keep a marriage, that's not true.
That's not true. That's not true.
That is very
that's not-
important.
Unless if the attitude is just too bad for one to bear. That's just it.
What exactly is it that men don't like about women? What's that thing women do that turns you people
Okay,
off?
for you to believe that this is the man of the house, he's the head of the family, and you're answerable to him. We are not saying you should be submissive as a woman, but what we want is for you to agree that yes, this is me. Let me tell you
Acknowledge.
something.
his
Let me tell you
presence.
just an example.
Okay.
Depending on the couple, some do have. We usually call it. Let's say auto something like auto going out or something.
Yeah.
You don't need to inform the man before you go out. Some you have to inform him,
take
and
permission.
take his permission. So in the event now, it's not the auto. Like you
have to take
you have to
approval.
take permission before you go out. So and you don't take permission before you go out, man feel disrespected. He feels downgraded. You understand? He
Yeah.
feels undervalued. I keep saying this. I always say this. A man is one of the most simplest entity to be controlled.
That's
But-
not true.
But people
Come
don't
on.
understand.
That's not true.
If
Man.
you understand what a man is, it's just like a woman. If you do your makeup and we don't appreciate it, you feel very bad. Is that so?
True.
If you wear certain clothes, we don't appreciate the
Don't
outfit.
see it, yeah.
You're not happy.
That's true.
So that's what man wants. Babe, I want to cook rice. Like, what do you think? Would that make you feel better? Do you prefer rice over swallow? You understand? Even if that's not what you want, or even that you know what he wants. I don't know if you
Yeah,
understand
I
that.
get it.
But some people don't or misunderstand us. It's a simple thing. You're not being pinched. Nobody's biting you. It's just for you to say, okay, please, I want to go out, my love. Like, okay, I want to go and see a friend.
Yes,
friend
I
B.
want to visit somewhere. Yeah.
So I want your advice. After your permission, if you grant me permission, do I go at 4 or 5? I just want what you want. So for you, it's a competition. You see, some women feel a man is like a rival or a competitor. When you get married or when you're in a relationship, some group of friends, as a female, I'm talking from the female side, they'll tell you, see, don't allow man to control
You. Yeah.
Don't be submissive. I'm not an advocate of for a
Not
lady
being
to be
submissive.
No. We are all partners. I'm sure we have something in common.
Yeah.
We agree on something.
Yeah.
That's why we agree.
We're together.
That's why we are together.
Yeah.
That's why either we're in a relationship or we are married. So it's just a matter of altering a simple words. Babe, I want to go out. But sometimes I know it's a peer group influence. Sometimes it's just you on your own. You be like, okay, this guy, do I have to ask for permission? Why?
So basically, disrespect is what turns a man off.
That's
Being disrespected. That is all.
That's the major one. That is the major one. Sure.
Just one quick question before we go. So I'm trying to understand how a man has 2 women, and he still looks at the house help, and he still feels something.
Okay, that's a man for you. This is inbuilt. This is in men.
Is it that men lack
if any
control?
if any man tells you
Yeah.
he doesn't see a different lady and appreciate any of her future
After his wife, he's lying.
He's lying. That's absolute truth.
Okay.
Yeah, that's absolute truth. So, and sometimes I say this: when you leave a man hungry, he's capable of eating anything around or close by. Make sure you do the right thing.
A man hungry
Live
for
up to your
normal food,
responsibility. Always fulfill your obligation.
and make sure he's always full.
He's always full. Okay, for example, now when we say eat, let's take another context. For example, you can eat meal like heavy food.
Yeah.
You can take dessert. You can take starter. You can take cereal. You understand? There are various ways to satisfy a man. Understand how your man can key into that. I'm sure, yes, I know some of our men are choosy. If it's not the men, they don't even like it. But find out how can you satisfy him. I'm not saying that you can be 100% satisfactory to the man. But what I'm saying here is, you as a wife, you are the most closest person to him. Study him. Relationship, marriage, it's a project. We learn from each other and we build on something every day. There are various ways to find out that how, at least to reduce something. For example, now, when you say you're hungry and you're in a hurry to maybe catch a plane or something, you may need something to eat. On your way, you may need something to lick. Maybe before you reach
I don't know why I think you're saying about something else.
It must not be a proper meal.
Okay.
So try and reduce that. Let me tell you something. Let me give you an example. Some women, if they find themselves to be the only one with the man, they tend to misbehave somehow. And it's deliberate. When the man has more than one wife, those that are smart enough, what they do is, you know how men, how they agree on number of days
to stay,
yeah. So on the day that the man is going to the other room, she makes sure that she fits him enough
that he
for
becomes
him not to
useless then.
God bless you. So unless if that man is super
smart.
extra, it's super extra, that can be able to eat again the following day. But if not, that first day he will definitely be useless there. You understand? So why not do it when you are along with the man? Until when he marries another woman. You understand what I'm saying?
You think he's deliberate? We try to make Scott anyway.
Yeah. How many societies or how many culture in the world practice polyandry? where a woman will marry more than one man. It's not often. In Nigeria, I think somewhere around Plateau State, I think there's one tribe, they're not up to 20,000. I think Igwebe or Igwere, something like that. That's the only one that I know of in Nigeria.
Nigeria.
You understand? It's not up to 20,000.
A woman can marry more than one.
More than one.
Oh,
But
okay.
that one, the main reason is one, reproduction, and the other one, I think, is economic importance or reasons.
Okay.
That's just it.
Okay.
And infertility, sorry.
Okay.
Infertility. In the event where the man cannot father a child,
Another
maybe
man
so
can step
another
in.
man, yeah, can step in for him. That's just it.
So whether we like it or not, it's a man's world.
I'm not saying it's a man's world, but I'm sure that it's something that we have to agree on. Yes,
So
yes.
it's not food. The food is not the way to a man's heart again.
It's food in another form. Yeah, it's just a synonym. It's just a synonym of food.
It's another kind of food.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, it's been nice having this conversation with you. Thank you very much, Alaji Usman.
Thank you, Yasmin.
It's another food, but it's not the literal tuwo and rice
Sure.
that we know about. Just a quick one. What would you like to tell women whose husband are taking another wife?
Okay. First of all, men are polygamous in nature. So whether he is taking another woman or he's seeing another
The
woman
woman.
or woman outside, it's somehow the same. So what I'm saying is try to fulfill your obligation, understand what
wife.
your man needs. You can limit the rate at which the man will want another woman. I'm not saying you can do something to stop a man from taking another wife. But yes,
There is nothing you
But-
can do.
do what is required, and that man will forever value you. Even if you stick, no matter how young or how fresh the new one is, he will never allow her to disrespect you. Know your value, respect your man. But just put it in your mind that men are polygamous in nature. We always see and admire other things. That's the reality.
Men see and admire all the things.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that means we'll see again on another episode of the MATA podcast. Thank you so much, Alaji Usman, for coming on the show today.
Thank you very
And
much.
thank
My
you for
pleasure.
watching. So let's do it again next time on the MATA podcast. Bye bye.